When it comes to the seasonal changes, where it's now summertime and we're out and about wearing shorts and skirts and bathing suits, cellulite reduction is always a hot topic. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful ways to reduce the appearance and the accumulation of cellulite in your body. This is life-changing. Let's go. Oh, cellulite, our unwanted best friend who adheres herself to certain parts of our body that we would like for her to go away. If you find that cellulite is problematic, it's plaguing your body, and it's unsightly for you, most of the time it's for us and not anybody else, I'm going to share with you 3 really impactful and root cause directed ways to address cellulite. Now, I first need to tell you, 1, cellulite tends to be genetic. So sometimes we can't get away from our genes, but we can change our genes, the influence of our genes, meaning epigenetics is this whole scientific side of addressing how our lifestyle and our diet and our stress management practices and influences can actually turn on and off our genes. So just because it might be genetic does not mean you have to live with this. We can kind of biohack, if you will, your genetic predisposition. Number 2, it's often hormonal, and we can fix that. And number 3, it's often because of toxin accumulation. And guess what? We can address that too. So all of these 3 tips will address all of those 3 items. Number 1, most importantly, I recommend every day, at least 2 to 3 times a day, motivating your lymphatic system by dry skin body brushing your whole entire body, and then focusing on the limbs that are dealing with cellulite. Most of the time for women, it's going to be our legs, the back of the legs, from the knee to the butt, the flank, the side of the legs, and sometimes for some women, it's also going to be the arms. So you can dry skin body brush your whole body in the morning, and then dry skin body brush just that area, just the leg, just the arms. This will be most impactful for motivating your lymphatic system, which helps detox those cells, which helps move some of the hormones that are being stored in that tissue. Your lymphatic system is like your garbage disposal system, and by dry skin body brushing, we're motivating and enhancing that system in the process. So toxicity is not building up underneath the skin, i.e. cellulite, and it's eliminating through the normal process, the kidneys and the bladder, and the digestive process via bowel movements. Now, when you start dry skin body brushing, it's not uncommon you're gonna urinate more frequently, and you might invigorate more bowel movements. Totally normal. If you're dealing with a lot of toxicity, it's not uncommon there'll be this kind of white, almost like foamy-like film encasing a bowel movement. Totally normal. That's just that toxicity moving. If you want to bump up your lymphatic process, I'll include one of my favorite homeopathic lymphatic motivators in the description box below. And if you really, really want to invest in your lymphatics, I have a whole entire masterclass and a trademarked program protocol called Let Your Lymph Flow that is aimed at enhancing your lymphatic function and lymphatic process. But dry skin body brushing is honestly one of the most impactful. For $5 to $10, you get a dry skin body brush. I'll include one of my favorites down below, different types of handles. You can do that and it saves you a ton of money. The second way to eliminate cellulite and reduce its appearance is to eliminate toxins in your body, and toxins in your environment, and toxins you're eating, and toxins your skin is consuming, and toxins that are on your face and in your mouth when you were brushing your teeth, and in our armpits with deodorant. There are a lot of toxins, phthalates and parfums and other really hard to pronounce biochemical petrochemicals, chemicals that do not need to be in our body, and actually the body finds very hard to process, and that ends up being stored in the cellulite. So our cellulite accumulation is often reflective of our lifestyle of toxicity. And I say that in a way where this is not judgmental, it's just a sign. There are definitely some toxins that your body is having a hard time processing out. And if you've already started eliminating, you're eating clean and you're using clean body products, then start to look at chemicals that you're using to clean your house, or maybe the Glade plugins. Oh, those things are horrible when it comes to the phthalates. There are a lot of offenders, not only in our home environment, but in our work environment and in our environment overall. Petrochemicals we use to chlorinate our pools to chemicals that we put on our shrubs and our weeds and our yards. They're overwhelming, and a lot of times we don't even realize how many toxins are out there. I actually have a free download, like a toxin checklist, just chemicals and ingredients to be aware of that are overwhelming our everyday lives. And it's not so much that one or two of these are going to be overwhelming. It's a matter of 600, sometimes 6,000 of these chemicals are bombarding our bodies every single day without us really being tuned in. And next thing we know, our lymphatic system, our detox organs are having a hard time processing them out, and the body ends up storing it as cellulite. So while cellulite is problematic, we need to eliminate the source. And my third tip, we need to harness and balance and control one of the most important hormones that causes an overproduction of cellulite, and it is called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone produced by your adrenals, and under extreme, extensive stress, chronic stress, biochemical stress, hormonal stress, life stress, family stress, mental stress, work stress, financial stress, you get my drift. Stress is overwhelming, and cortisol is the byproduct of stress. Our body's stress response mechanism triggers the production of cortisol. When cortisol gets produced, those elevations go high. It causes all these things like insulin levels to go high, insulin resistance and glucose intolerance elevate. The liver becomes more sluggish because that gets overwhelmed by cortisol. We become less capable of detoxing our body, thereby storing more toxins and cellulite, and cortisol also is going to be stored in our cellulite. So addressing cortisol is something as easy as testing via saliva. We test in the morning, at lunch, at dinner, and right before bed. You do saliva samples that get sent off to the lab, and you can take cortisol reducing supplements like a Reloraplex. This particular product is powerful to take at night and maybe midday, but it's always most important that you test and not guess when you should take your cortisol. It's not uncommon that folks who have cellulite also have hormonal imbalances, and maybe they're not sleeping well and they're feeling a lot of stress in their life. Maybe you're working out too much cardio. Over 40 minutes of cardio can elevate your cortisol, and that in turn is going to cause cellulite. So maybe tweaking and changing your workout schedule, doing more weight training, condensing your cardio so it's more high impact cardio for a shorter period of time, and focusing on pumping iron might be more impactful for your cellulite in your legs and your butt than a long run or doing marathon training or more extensive cardio classes. So those are 3 powerful tips, life-changing tips that will change the experience and appearance of cellulite on your body. If you have any questions about cellulite, other therapies, the lymphatic process, comment in the comment box below, and I will be happy to answer them in future videos. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on our next video.